that formed in late November to help put this bill back on track. We're very pleased with the actions the committee and the government has taken to push the pause button on Bill 59 until you've properly heard from the community. We're also very pleased with the accessible process you've put in place on consulting with the community. In fact, you've set a new standard. In fact, I think you've set a best practice for the rest of Canada to follow. So you're to be commended for that. We also commend all the parties on both sides of the House for not politicizing what happened last November. Thank you very much. This is more important than politics. Our alliance is supported by over 35 organizations and growing across the province, representing people with all sorts of disabilities, thousands of them. Our presenters today in our alliance reflects the diversity of our disability community, and I'd like to introduce very briefly our delegation. Patricia Gates, to my left, who represents the blind community. She's been advocating for this type of legislation for many, many years, and is active in many local, provincial, and national organizations. Amy Parsons, who represents on the far left, who represents the deaf and hard of hearing community, works for the Atlantic Province's Special Education Authority, and is an articulate advocate in her community. Paul Vino, on my immediate right, hardly needs an introduction. He's an awesome bass player, first of all, a photographer, but is best known for his snow removal heroics in Halifax. Many consider him the mayor for Spring Garden Road. And of course, Parker Dunham on the far right. Most of us know him for his extensive career in journalism. What many do not know is his advocacy for people with intellectual disability. He is very active and volunteers extensively with the large community in Cape Breton and throughout Nova Scotia. Since November, a group of us, with the generous help from legal scholars such as Archie Kaiser at Dow Law School, have been reviewing Bill 59 from a cross-disability perspective. This has resulted in the Bill 59 Principles document that you perhaps have already seen. That has been circulated as part of the CARE package. Also included in the CARE package are some supporting documents. One is what we call the matrix, which essentially is our Bill 59 Principles for Dummies, so it's been very helpful for me, where we've got color-coded the different elements within the bill that we feel needs attention based on our priorities. We also have, and I think Archie has already circulated the draft preamble and purpose, which will be very useful for your legal drafters. As well as we have included in the package a recommended resolution for your consideration, and my friend Parker will talk about that a bit later on. We view our principles as the potential foundation on which to redraft Bill 59. We recommend they be considered as redrafting guidelines for the Justice Department for this bill. My friends in our delegation each focus on one of the principles and speak to it from their disability perspective and experience. I will highlight very briefly for you the red flags in the matrix, and my friends will most likely amplify on some of that. 1, incorporate a very broad definition of disability. You already heard about that a little bit. It's a moving target. 10, 15 years ago, PTSD was not on our radar. It is now in a major way. 2, embed meaningful deadlines in the Act, as they have done in other jurisdictions. It's a way of measuring outcomes and keeping the government accountable. At present, the current draft of the Act is not an act at all. It's really a promise to act. So let's strengthen that bit. Do not subordinate basic human rights to an economic analysis. We were very surprised to see that in the Act.